Hey, it's Mr. Scoppa here with your update for February 7th, 2014. Just to let you know, we've been still working on our colonial times and looking at the different trades that were going on. So you can tell, this morning I asked the students to go through and put down what they thought would be the best job during the colonial times. It looks like overwhelmingly many of them would like it to be a blacksmith. So you may want to go through and install a forge in your basement to give them a little bit of fun to work on when they're at home. So let's see, lots of things going on lately. The first thing is, here it is. Coming home today is going to be a letter, and it's telling you the best way to go through and work with your kids with math. It is on Thursday, March 6th, so that's next month. They ask that you do register ahead of time, just so they know what's going on. And guess what? You don't even need to get a babysitter for your school-age kids, because you can bring them. There's going to be a movie for them to watch with some popcorn while you're learning about math. They'll be having lots of fun there. So also a reminder, next Tuesday night right here is Family Connect night. There's all sorts of activities for math and social studies and science and doing some ELA things. It'll be a fun night for the whole family. Come on out and have a good time. Remember that was a date change. There was a letter that came home, I think it was 2 weeks ago about it, and that kind of just reminds you that it moved from the 13th, which is what it's on the district calendar for, to the 11th. So remember, it's Tuesday night. If you show up Thursday night, you're not going to find anybody here. So that's that. And let's see, I do want to just kind of give a little bit of a fill-in here about the class dojo. This is a report for the whole class for the week. Right now, for the class for the week, we're at an 80% positive. We've lost some points here for some folks being off task or problems in their cooperative groups or no homework. Unprepared, they left a bunch of their stuff at home, not paying attention, disrespecting the hall. But we have had lots of positive things like homework completed, on task, persistence at the task, participating, helping others. So overall for this week, there's been 158 positive things that have gone in and 39 negative things that have gone in. When you add those two together, that gives you a total number of comments that have been put in, and then you divide it by how many positives there are. That's how that number, the 80%, comes up. So if you're using the percentage for your students to kind of figure out what's going on with them, basically if you look at 50% or higher, means that they're doing more good and positive things than negative things. And so to give you an idea, once they move off of 100%, I usually reset these numbers every 2 weeks. Once they move off 100%, it is actually not possible for them to reach back to 100% until the next cycle starts. I'll give you a little bit of some examples of some student screens here. Like for example, this one is 81%. This student this week has had 9 positives and 2 negatives, so if you figure that out, that's a total of 11 comments. 9 of them were positive, and so that's where the 81% comes from. So that student is doing well. There were a couple off tasks in there, and that happens. This student has a 55%. There's 5 positives and 4 negatives. So if you think about it, there's 9 there, which is how the 55%, because you take the 9 possible comments and divide that into 5, and that gives you the 55%. And so you see that that student, they still have more positives than negatives, but we want to see that number higher. Really a good idea of where students should be by the end of 2 weeks is somewhere 80% or higher would be a good number to shoot for. We've been doing a lot of different testing lately. Whoop, there goes my coffee. A lot of different testing lately to go through and find out where your students are for their progress level. Coming home in the next couple weeks, there will be a letter from me that will show their testing numbers for our local assessments from the fall, as well as their numbers from the winter. That way you can see where their growth has been, and also it'll provide a reading level for you to give you some ideas of where they are for reading level, and it'll just be some good information for you to see how your child is progressing. I've had some students make some huge jumps this year, going from below the grade level targets to right at the grade level targets, and so that seeing things like that is awesome. Know that those targets do go up throughout the year, and so that's something that they should be aiming for to keep on moving forward to hit those targets. And some students might have dropped a couple points here or there, and in some cases they were above the target and to begin with, and then they dropped a little bit, but they're still above the new target. So I wouldn't worry too much about that. Sometimes that's going to happen a little bit. It could have been an off testing day too, but we do want the kids to keep moving forward throughout the entire year. But with that, I hope you have a good weekend, and we'll talk to you next week.